Well, 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 if it isn't good morning time again. Good Wednesday morning, I believe it is. Top of the day, everybody. Top of the morning to you. Eddie William Sellers coming to you, sitting here in my dining room this morning. Evidently, we have a rainy season now in Georgia. We had a very rainy spring, and now for July, we're having a rainy July. I mean, a lot of rain, and I'm not complaining about it. But good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing all right today. Let's do the morning post this morning. Texas is ranked the worst state in the world to live in, the United States. And Tennessee is the second. And us Georgians shouldn't be jumping up and down for joy because Georgia is ranked fifth worst state to live in, thanks to the good people down at the state capitol. So all of the top 10 states are red states. And matter of fact, all the blue states are right the opposite, ranked the best thing. And they base that on people's coverage of health care, crime, all the things that MAGA and the red states rant and rave about. They're real good at being all those things, you know? And so anyhow, I just thought that was an interesting article yesterday that, they came out with. Kissing is such a big part of everyday life for Ava and I. We didn't kiss goodbye this morning when she was leaving. She's not been feeling well, a little virus or something the last 4 or 5 days. I'm like, no, don't kiss me. No, I don't want to catch nothing. But we hugged each other bye this morning, and just and not kissing her goodbye, it just let me know. I was telling her, I'm like, my God, we kiss a lot every day. We kiss on our walks. We just kiss. We kiss a lot all day, every day. We kiss a lot. And we say, I love you to each other. When we wake up, when we go to bed, out of the blue, just randomly, silence is in the house, and one of us will say out loud from the other part of the house, I love you, baby. I love you too. And I think the more we say it, the more it grows or something. The more we kiss, the more we love each other. It's like a self-fulfilling thing. It gets deeper and deeper if that's possible. By doing those little things like a little kiss here and there all the time. Randomly just saying I love you. Yeah. Back to Texas. Let's get back to Texas this morning. Are the people in Texas just plain crazy? If not, why do they keep electing these crazy people? And they're probably going to elect this Ken Paxton guy as a senator there, and he's as crooked as Lester Maddox was with an axe handle. Just crooked. Got a long record of seediness, and the thing about it is, what gets me is all these quote unquote Christian people. They keep electing the people that would be the epitome of what Christ would say. No, not that one. They love them. I am sitting inside this morning. Everything is drenched outside. We are having a rainy, stormy July here in Atlanta. While driving across Texas 10 years ago, I could see where people love Texas. My God, that's a big, big, big state with a lot of different beauty, from deserts to mountains to flatland to hills. Beautiful, beautiful state. My impression of it changed. I had very low expectations of spending some days driving across Texas when I got there. I'm like, By the time I got there, yeah, I could see it. I could see very easily where people love Texas, love living in Texas, And my friend John, one of my best friends, he was from Texas. It's annoying, aren't they? People that love Texas and they're annoying. Oh, he loved Texas. That's all we ever heard about for 20 years. Oh, Texas this and Texas that. And those Dallas Cowboys get all decked out every Sunday like a fool. with his Dallas Cowboy boggins and hats and shirts, and oh, the Dallas Cowboys. And wasn't fit to be tied for 2 or 3 days after the Dallas lost the game. It's just crazy. People from Texas. How can the people in Texas love their state so much, yet have the worst ranked state in the world? That's animated in the country. With the biggest percentage of uninsured people of any state in the country. Really? That's not very Christ-like, is it? You know. And they probably will elect another crooked Donald Trump type with that Ken Paxton guy. Then again, what if all of this starts to change? What if people start to wake up and realize that electing rich, crooked, white people hasn't been working out so good for everybody? In Houston, we got a tour of Rice University from a professor friend of Ava's. And then we went to their house. And who was it? James Baker, Secretary of State James Baker, graduate of Rice University, a very prestigious small university. It was interesting that day to kind of get a little tour of Rice University and the campus grounds of that. And then we went to a place in Houston that was the big thing where people were lined up down the sidewalk getting street tacos from a window. So we did that with our friends there and had tacos for lunch. And and then we left Houston and we drove as far as we could to Beaumont, Texas. Yeah. Seemed like I could taste the oil. Like you could smell oil in there. And I kept saying, I think I've got oil in my throat. You know, I'm like, how does people live here? Worst state in the world. They should have some clean air pollution things going on. You should not be able to taste oil in your mouth in any town. I did in Beaumont. So, and Beaumont, how would I describe Beaumont? I mean, what is the word I'm looking for? Ugly. Ugly. That's the word I'm looking for. Beaumont, Texas was ugly. And that's not unusual for towns across America. Every time I drive to Panama City for 100 times, every time I drive to Dothan, Alabama, I'm like, Dothan's ugly. It's ugly, isn't it? Just Dothan, Alabama's ugly. The state capitol building in Austin, to me, was as pretty as any building in D.C. It's grand. It's beautiful. It sits out there on a hill. It's just right in downtown Austin. We went inside. We talked to Texas state troopers in their little outfits, and I told Dave, I said, "You think he's cute, don't you? That's this uniform he's got on. You think he's cute?" Dave said, "Oh, I like him. I like those Texas men. Look at them, how sexy they are." She's a mess, y'all. You know what? I'd say if we're being Christ-like, and if it is better to give than it is to receive, I say we give Texas back to Mexico. We should have never stolen that state from Mexicans anyway. And while we're at it, why not we just give California back to Mexico also? Then we would not have undocumented problems. They would be back in their own country. I'm pretty sure that if Texas was run by Mexico, it would not be ranked the worst state in the country to live in. In San Antonio, one night, we ate tacos on the back of a porch of a gay bar. We spent days in Texas and still just saw a tiny, small piece of Texas. Texas is ginormous. Driving out of San Antonio to New Mexico at 90 miles an hour, I think it's Highway 10. I swear to God, a tumbleweed came across the highway and bounced off the front of my car going 90 miles an hour. It seemed like we were driving across Mars as a planet. It was 100 degrees, and we were driving a 12-year-old Highlander, and I kept thinking in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, Jesus, don't let this car break down out here. We're 100 miles from anybody. 100-degree weather. There's not an exit or a service station anywhere. Jesus, don't fail us now. My time's almost up, y'all. Texas could be ranked as the best state to live in. with widespread health care for everybody, with the best schools in the nation, with the best infrastructure. But it is filled with a bunch of backward-thinking people, just as Georgia is. Somehow, in Texas and Georgia, I guess their version of their Jesus, they don't want little children to be insured and be able to go to a doctor when they're sick. Good Wednesday morning, sweet people. It's awful what happened, that they murdered that young father up there in Maine while his 3-year-old little daughter was strapped in a car seat. And just to think, they used our tax dollars to kill him with. Me and you paid for that. Unwillingly, but we paid for it. And they did the same thing just the other day ICE did to a guy in Houston. But I'm sure in Texas they don't care. Love y'all.